Hello, everybody. All right. My name is Stephanie. We are going to get started. And I also know that there are a lot of people school has started. I know that there's a lot of things going on with sports. And so we are recording this, which is great. So for those of you who had people that wanted to hop on, or you reached out and you asked questions about, like, you have moms that need what you have, we'll get you the recording. But I am so excited to be here with you. My name is Stephanie. I am tuning in from Minnesota. I am a mom of 4 girls. I'm a homeschool mom. Ignore my computer. And I have a wonderful husband named Steve. In fact, our family is we live in Minnesota and we're packing our entire life up and we're moving it to Florida. So hence my very bear behind me. It's been a wild and crazy fun summer. And I want to say this, somebody invited you here because we labeled this guest call, hey, if you're a mom, we want to talk to you about ketones. If you're a mom, we want to tell you why you need ketones, how they can help you in your life. If you're not a mom, please stay. It's not just for moms. Like, we joke about this because I call ketones my mom fuel. I'm going to tell you my story, why they work. You're going to hear from my friend Peyton and Heidi of how incredible these are. And even if you're not a mom, my husband drinks ketones. My great grandma drinks ketones. Like my coworkers, our friend, people that we love and care about, doesn't matter who they are, their age, they drink them. We're just going to tell you some stories around mom life. And so somebody invited you here because maybe you asked them, like, what are these? Or they said, hey, I heard that you said you're tired. That was me. Or, hey, I heard that you said that you wanted to lose some little bit of that baby weight. Whatever it is, wherever you fall into the category of needing a little extra help, these are your helper if you are a mom and if you're not a mom. So here is my story. 8 years ago, my husband ordered these without asking, June 2015. And he said, Stephanie, I found something. And he was doing the keto diet. So maybe you might be going, wait, what are ketones? Maybe you don't really know a lot about what we're talking about. I want you to think keto diet. I'm sure you've heard of it. Raise your hand if you've heard of the keto diet. Most people have. So think about high fat, really low carb. Most people can't sustain it for very long, and they don't really do it right. What's great is you don't have to do the keto diet, but you can have the benefits of drinking ketones. We're going to explain it in a little bit, but I want you to think about this. Who doesn't want better fat loss? Who doesn't want fat loss, right? Or any of these benefits: energy, focus, brain fuel, help you not eat all of the cookies, helps with your cravings or your appetite. You just want to feel good, be able to function. Like, it is fall almost. Like, I feel like summer's done and we have turned the corner into school, all of the sports, like life. Maybe you stay home, maybe you work out of the home. It doesn't matter. Like, we're diving into a busier season, a different season, right? And so what I love about ketones is they help turn on your brain. They help with you controlling how much you eat. They help with fat loss. They help with your energy. They get you off the couch and so much more. So 8 years ago, my husband ordered these. He was doing the keto diet. I was not. He was really working on losing weight. I was helping him gain weight. I just didn't cook very good food. And I didn't know the keto diet. Like, I was overwhelmed. Like, our girls were little. I had a baby, 2, 4, 6. They were little. And I remember thinking, babe, I can't learn all of these recipes. I actually don't enjoy cooking. I like to make good meals currently today, but I don't want to stay in the kitchen all day long. And so my husband said this one night. Well, I woke up the next morning and he said, Stephanie, I found something. And if it works, it's going to change thousands of people's lives. He goes, it's a pack of ketones. All you do is you put it in some water, you shake it up. If you're looking at the screen, Heidi is shaking hers right now. And you drink it within like 30 minutes or so. In 59 minutes, you're going to be in ketosis. What does that mean? I was like, I don't understand. And he goes, Stephanie, think about the diet that I've been doing. He'd been doing the keto diet for 2 years. And he would be in ketosis and out of ketosis. And then he'd be in ketosis and I'd make lasagna and he'd be out of ketosis. And it was like a vicious cycle. And so I said, all right, I really don't want to try that. My husband was notorious for ordering things. How many of you have been skeptical? I was skeptical. I was like, you've tried all of the drinks, all of the powders. Most of them taste like dirt. I was like, I'm sure it's disgusting. He got it in the mail. He said, just try the packet. And I said, all right, but don't you dare ask me to share it with anybody. I'll talk about that soon. So I took this away with me to a homeschool conference. And at the homeschool conference, I was the only mom that was like, not like wired in a bad way. This isn't like a hype energy. I was like fiercely focused. It was 3 o'clock, and I remember I snuck away to the bathroom and I peed on these little strips, which by the way are not accurate, but it gives you peace of mind that you've got ketones in your system. My strip turned purple. I called my husband. I was like, babe, I normally take a nap every single day. Every day. Any nappers in the house? I was a 2 to 3 o'clock. I needed a nap. My girls needed a nap. Mom needed a break. That was me. So I said, I don't know what these ketones are, but I need you to please don't give any of them away, because we only had a little bit. Don't give any away. I need them. I feel like they're my mom fuel. So it has been 8 years since. And what I'll tell you is this. I joke about this, but I tell everybody from the very first day I drank ketones and even till today, unless I maybe was sick over the course of 8 years, I have not needed a nap. I don't lay down in my bed. Some of you just love naps because you do, and that's fine. I am a focused person from the time I wake up until the time I go to bed. Ketones turn on my brain. I'm not eating all of the kids' snacky food. I feel incredible. I've learned so much over the course of 8 years from, while ketones helped me lose the last little bit of baby weight, it helped turn my brain on, homeschool my girls, and just feel unbelievable. And so what I want you to do is, if you're thinking about like, how would it help you? Think of these words, and I want you to hear some of these ladies' stories. But think about like fat loss. It helps you eat less, curves your cravings. It really just kind of brings that down, and you want to choose better foods. This isn't like, I'm going to teach you to do the keto diet and drink these. This is like, I'm going to teach you how to drink ketones, and we're going to start learning how to eat better, whatever your better is. We've got people that are paleo and Whole30 and eating their version of healthy. One of the biggest things I say is this helps you understand that you can control food. Food doesn't have to control you. And so we get to help you with that. We don't just give you ketones and go, good luck. We have an incredible team, incredible community, people that want to help guide you of what works for them. And so it's listening to your body and using these as a tool. And so I've got 2 moms on. I got a mom of a brand new baby. Her name is Peyton, and I'm going to have Heidi share after that. And you guys, I asked Peyton to share because she is the sweetest. Like, Peyton, I love you. You're so sweet. She's a brand new mom. And I really want you to hear from her heart why she loves ketones. Her little baby's name is Bo. And listen, like a magazine baby, he is adorable. So Peyton, will you unmute yourself and you just share a little bit of your story? Why do you drink ketones, and why do you think it's called mom fuel for you? Like, why do you love it?
Hi. Hi, everybody. Okay, so my name is Peyton. I'm from Lake Havasu City, Arizona. I have a husband. We've been married since this past April. His name is Owen. My son his name is Bo. He'll be a year old on Friday. It's so crazy, so wild. So anyways, I started drinking and sharing ketones probably like 4 or 5 years ago. I'm not actually sure. A while ago. I drink them long before I had a baby, and I actually started drinking them because I worked in restaurants and I used to work a lot of night shifts. And so my mom threw me a packet one day and she was like, here, try this out. I think it's going to make you feel really great. And it wasn't that I was skeptical. It was just that I was coming out of my teenage years and I was like, I don't really want to do that. Like, I just don't feel like it. And so I did it anyways after she had told me enough times to try it out. And it was like a light bulb turned on inside of my head. I was at work, I was standing in the food window and I was getting ready to take food out. And I just got excited. Like, I just got super excited and I was dancing to the music that the kitchen had on. And it was like just awesome. So this is at like 7 o'clock at night. I got super excited, right? So anyway, since then, I love to drink them for the energy. That was my favorite benefit. I never really had like trouble with anything else that ketones give you the benefits for. Everything just got better. And then after I became a mom, oh my gosh, so I'll never forget this. Bo was going through a regression, like a little sleep regression, where he was having a really hard time sleeping and he was up a lot of times. And there was this one night where I was up for 2 hours, like a 2-hour time span, twice, not just once, but twice. He was awake from like 10 to midnight or something, and then 3 to 5. So I got like no sleep in the middle of the night. Well, the next day I had to go to work. And I was like ready to go. I had my ketone. I have a ketone every single day. I had my ketone that day. And didn't really even realize that I was feeling super great with no sleep until it was like the end of the day and I had done my normal routine. And I was like, holy cow, I just still feel good. Like I feel like I had a whole night's worth of sleep, which is so wild. Like I only slept for what, 4 or 5 hours, which is crazy. And some people can run off of that. That's not me. I'm not one of those people. I like to sleep. So for me, that was insane. I was like, oh my gosh. And my other favorite benefit is probably the focus. So like mom brain, seriously, that's a thing. That's a real thing. And I felt like it got worse after I had a baby. Like I had pregnant mom brain and then I had post baby, like mom brain. So bad. Oh my gosh. And so I love ketones because they help me focus at work and I just feel amazing. Like no matter how much sleep I get, no matter how tiring baby can be, I feel good all the time. I love it.
You're the cutest. I mean, I think we all can agree you're the most cutest mom. Don't go away yet. Okay, Peyton, do you eat do you eat keto? I always have people that go, oh, I don't want to eat keto. Do you eat keto?
No, no way.
Okay. What is there any little tips that you do that just would help somebody? Because I mean, like you look incredible. I know there's a lot of people that do want fat loss. That's not your goal, but do you do different things to help? Like, do you eat better? Do you drink more water? I know you're active. I see you all the time hiking with your mom. So is there any little tips you could help people as they're on their journey of just pursuing the best version of themselves? Most moms want to lose weight, by the way.
So so I drink my ketone every day. That's something that I always do. It's like a non-negotiable. It's just part of my day. I don't necessarily, well, it's okay. I just started working out, but before that, like just real recently, since after having the baby, before that, I just did stuff to move my body that felt good, that made me happy, like going for a hike, like
Yeah.
walking the dogs, like going outside and stuff like that. And then as far as my diet goes, I always try to eat a lot of protein and stay with like whole foods. So instead of eating the stuff that's in like a package or a wrap, I get whole foods. I shop in the produce section.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to come back to you in just a little bit because I have a different question for you, but I'm going to skip over to Heidi real quick because I want Heidi to share her story with you guys about why she loves ketones. And just so you know, Peyton and Heidi are the most smiley people I've ever met in my life. Both of them, you're going to realize they both are like smiley and bubbly moms. And so Heidi, will you pop on and share your story of why you love ketones?
I absolutely will. Hi, I'm Heidi. I'm from Camrose, Alberta, Canada. I have been drinking ketones for 2.5 years. I've been sharing them for, well, 2.5 years because after the first ketone, I couldn't shut up about it. How I was introduced to ketones was I was trying to do the keto diet after I had tried every other diet that I could get my hands on, any shake, any diet pill, anything that could maybe slightly help me. And COVID was coming. We knew there was something coming in the works. And I was just kind of playing around with the keto diet. I thought if I cut out all my carbs and my sugars, that would be the next thing. And it wasn't working for me. I was feeling really crummy, really crappy. I have lost and I have gained dramatic amounts of weight throughout my life. It's been a struggle. Well, it isn't anymore. I have sustained my weight loss. I've lost a total of 190 pounds. And I have sustained that weight for the last 2 years without a thought, without a concern, it's completely life-changing. So what happened with ketones, how they were introduced to my life was I was trying yet the next diet, which was the keto diet, but I didn't know what I was doing with it. And my husband's friend came over for supper and he's full-blown keto and he was putting mashed potatoes on his plate. And I asked him, I'm like, what are you doing? And he said, oh, I just drank ketones. It's okay. And I thought, oh, what the heck is he talking about? Is this just like the next thing? Is this just another thing? I've tried it all. I was super, super skeptical. I didn't believe it for the slightest, but my husband, James, and him, super good friends, and James ordered a box of these ketones. So I didn't think twice about it. And then a couple of days later, I came home and here's this box of ketones sitting on the counter. Well, James had talked to his friend about it and was saying like I I was in a really bad mental place. I was super sad. I couldn't get off the couch. I would wake up, get the kids to school, set the timer for when I had to do my next activity, and I'd go back to sleep. And I would plan it around sleep, eat, had to do life. And that's how I would function. And I was functioning, and I thought like I was living, but I couldn't do it. And I just wanted to want to live, like not be alive, but I wanted to want to do the stuff. I wanted to want to go play. I knew I was supposed to play with the kids, but I didn't want to do it. I wanted to want to do it. So these ketones showed up, and I thought, oh, okay, let's try another thing. I was going to prove James wrong for wasting money. And I shook up ketones just like I was doing a few minutes ago. I'm so glad my husband was right. Don't tell him I said that, but I'm so glad he was right. I shook up my first ketones, and later in the day, I was like, oh, something's a little different in my head. And by the next day at my nap time, I was freaking washing my walls. And over the course of a couple of days, I was happy. Like I was happy, Heidi. Like this used to be fake. This is real. This is real. And then things just changed. Like I used to sleep with chips in my bed. Things just stopped happening. I didn't want those things. I didn't want the chips. I didn't want the carbs. If something upset me, like I deal with anxiety and stuff, if something upset me, I could process the thought. Like things just naturally started changing. And then I kept on talking about it.
It's so good, you guys. I mean, I hear Heidi's story all the time, and I'm like, 190 pounds. That is a man. You lost a man. I mean, like, and you guys, I know Heidi personally. I've seen her at so many events. I have hugged her neck so many times, and she is incredible. And when I hear her story and she tells me, like, you hear about her life before ketones, I'm like, there's no way Heidi wasn't this happy, bubbly, walk around mom. Like, I love your story. And what I love about both of these ladies is, as moms, what it has done is it's given them back. Like, it's not like like as a mom, we all know that we just give and we give and we give and we want to. We also need to make sure we're taking care of ourselves, because if we're not, how do we give out of the empty, right? I always say, like, we need to be filling us up, not in a selfish way, but there's tools that we, like, as our company, like our company values education, our company values community, our company values you as a person. And they're constantly going, how can we make this better? Because we know, I want you to know that when you're full, emotionally, and like Heidi would say, like just mentally, right? Like ketones turn on your brain. Most people start with fat loss. That's incredible. But what you're going to realize through our science and our education is that ketones legitimately help your thinking. They help the way that you feel. They help your mood. Like you just become a person that you're like, I can process this. Oh, I can make the better choice. It almost gives you 5 seconds. The ketones as a tool helps you go, okay, A or B, good or better, yes or no, right? Instead of always like living in this rut or this rat race or trying to catch up to life, it gives you this like mental clarity to go, I've got this. I can make a better choice. And then you're plugged into an incredible community. And so here's what I want you to know, that if you are here and you've never tried ketones, I want you to make sure to get back with the person that invited you and say, all right, tell me your favorite flavor. You guys, we have, I think, 30 different flavors. I don't know if it's like 20 or 30. We have so many, and they all taste amazing. And we have our number one product is ketones. We do have supportive products. So the person that invited you here can tell you about our protein. And I saw somebody in the chat say they're going to do a 60-hour keto reboot. We're going to be doing that at the end of the week together. We do intermittent fasting groups together. Like our company does this together, and they're supportive products. And I always say, start with the ketones and then dive into our community and let it change your life. And we'll get to do it with you. Now, you start with ketones, and then you realize there is a community. When I started drinking ketones, I had no idea that the company was so advanced in the science aspect, or they actually cared about the people. I do have 4 dogs, by the way, 4 girls and 4 dogs, and my dogs are wild. The doorbell just rang. And so what's so fun is I remember my husband, I called him and I said, hey, don't give away the ketones. I forgot to tell him. I did have one lady that said, what are you drinking? And I was like, oh, I don't know. My husband gave me ketones. And she goes, oh, I know what that is. Because just so you know, the keto diet started for medical reasons. She understood the medical side of it. She had a daughter that was dealing with the medical side. And she was like, I actually need those. And so I handed a packet across the table and I was like, I have 3. You can have 1. She was my very first customer because I didn't realize there was a business behind it. Like as a mom, when I first started and our girls were little and I was right in the world where Peyton's at, and then I had another one and another one and another one. I remember thinking there was a time in my life where I was like, people would say, well, what do you do? And I would say, I'm just a mom. Listen, moms are strong. Moms are amazing. But in my head, I wasn't doing a lot. I was surviving, right? And as I was drinking ketones and feeling better about myself, and I was like, I had a little pep in my step. I remember my husband and our CEO, Brian, said, hey, are you sharing these? Did you know there was an opportunity? Like, would you like to earn some free ketones? And he said, Stephanie, our CEO said, Stephanie, if you did this, what would be something that would change your life? And at that time I said, if I could help provide grocery money for our family, it would change our life. I wanted $400 a month. We lived off of food stamps for a little while. Our family made a big move like we are now, but we did back then. We've moved a lot. And we just had a season of life where it was hard. And so, but I never complained. Like I would never say, oh, I stay home and we live on 1 paycheck. And we just did it. We did the best that we could. And I remember saying, well, I love the product. I love the science. I wanted to make sure that I understood our company and the values. And I said, if I could make $400 a month by sharing something that I loved, it would change our life. So what did I do? I started sharing it with other moms. I was like sharing it with my Peyton friend moms and my Heidi friend moms. And I was like, oh, you're tired? You need my ketones. My friend Johanna, I was like, you go to Starbucks every day. You need my ketones. And I just started talking about them at my play dates and my MOPS groups. And any mom that wanted to try it, we would just chat. That's what I did. No different than if I shared my favorite movie and I share my favorite stores, which is Costco. You also shop there, favorite restaurants. It's the same concept. And what it has done for our family, not in a short period of time, in 8 years, is it's taken our family from paycheck to paycheck. And I like to say we can live and give like we've never dreamed. Like we've paid off debt. We have traveled the world with our kids. We're a homeschool family. We're about to move our family to Florida. Like I believe in good stewardship and I believe in utilizing the gifts and talents that you have and being wise. And that's what we've been able to do. And we have been able to do it by simply sharing something that we absolutely love and teaming up with Prove It. So I say all of that because if you love ketones, or maybe you're looking for an opportunity, maybe you're like, yeah, I feel like I'm just a mom, or I'd love something to do on the side. I'd love to pay off some debt. I would love to have grocery money. I would love to have Christmas money in December, right? I'd love to do it without putting it on a credit card. I would love to fill in the blank. You can do that with us. And we have all of the tools and all of the videos. The last thing I want to share before I kick it over to Peyton and Heidi, and they're going to share why they do this, is most people think, I could never do what you do. Oh, I don't know if I could talk on a Zoom. You don't have to. I don't know if I could do a live on social media. You don't have to. Like we help you. You don't have to be a social media expert. You don't have to be, you guys, I had like 100 friends on Facebook and I went to mom groups, but I didn't know what I was doing. I would walk up to moms and they'd be like, why are you so happy? And I would go, what do you know about ketones? Well, I don't know. Tell me. And I would go, I don't know. There's a video, or talk to my friend. Like we work as a team. We have videos that explain it all. You're not an expert. I don't have to be a keto expert. We use the tools that Prove It provides, and we let people experience ketones, and it's incredible. So I'm going to kick it over to Peyton. Peyton, you can share whatever you want. Why have you decided to do the business, and what are your goals with the business?
Okay, so I decided to do the business Initially, what attracted me to the business was that you guys traveled. So I had met you. You and Steve became friends with my parents, and you are what introduced me to Prove It. And I loved that you traveled. I love to travel. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is the vessel that's going to get me to live the life that I want to live. Like, this is going to allow me to work and travel and do the things. Over time, my goals have shifted, and now I've had a baby, and now I want to homeschool. And so now the reason why I want to work the business is so that way I can be home and be a present mom, and I can spend the days with my son instead of going and dropping him off with somebody else and then going to work for 8 hours. So I am super, super excited that in the future I'm going to get to homeschool him. And it's really, really cool. Like, even already, like, things that have been happening is after I had him, my husband and I had expected that I was going to have to go back to work full time, the amount that I was, after like 3 months. Like, maternity leave, that's it, probably maybe sooner if you can handle it. Well, that wasn't the case. Like, that was the coolest thing in the entire world. I didn't understand how grateful I would be for it until I got to be home more often. And so it isn't until recently that I've started working more, but it's incredible. I'm just so thankful for everything that it's done for me, it's awesome.
Well, you want to know what I love is if you guys heard her mom's story, Danny, and she's in the chat right now, is Danny got to retire per se from a job. What did she do for 30 years? Danny could say it in the comments, but now Danny gets to be a grandma. I don't think you call her grandma, but whatever you call her.
Danny.
She gets to watch Bo while Peyton can go work a little bit, also to get some socialization as a mom. But then Danny got to come home from the years that she did because she shares ketones and she gets to be a present grandma. So, I mean, the entire family has a great story and it's so fun to watch them. And so, Peyton, thank you for sharing. I truly appreciate it. And you are just adorable. I can't say it enough. I love you.
You're welcome.
Heidi, will you share with us why you are sharing ketones and what's done for you?
Sure, I will. So why I started sharing ketones was it just organically happened. I had no idea there was a business behind it. It was a box that was ordered offline. I didn't know about the community right away. And oh my goodness, I'm so glad, because that is the biggest thing for me, is the community of Prove It. I have learned who I am. And I have friendships that I didn't even know you could have friendships like that. I didn't know that that was what friendships were. So that has been the biggest thing for me. Why I started sharing ketones was just because how incredible I felt and the connections of meeting people. And I was just Heidi in the house. I would go grocery shopping at nighttime, so I didn't see people. So where I have come from, where I've gotten to in 2.5 years is I just share out of, I would feel selfish myself if I didn't share this with other people. And everywhere I go, do you drink ketones? Like, oh my goodness, like, this is just life-changing. Like, I can't wait to go grocery shopping and talk to people about drinking ketones. Like, that's everywhere I am. And my business has just organically grown and exploded that I actually am retiring from my job now. I will not be going back to my job in September because people need me to continue to share.
I love it. And first of all, they said that you were stunning in the comments. You guys,
thank you.
I mean, Heidi, and
Oh,
look at your muscles,
now
Heidi.
I'm gonna blush lots.
You guys, like, Heidi, I can't help but look at how strong you even look. I'm like, listen,
Look at
this
that.
mama is on fire. I mean,
Can
unbelievable.
I share my little thing?
Yes.
So you guys, I have been terrified. Like, I had nightmares my whole adult life about stepping into the gym. I started the gym 2.5 months ago. I still go to see a trainer. She meets me at the door, but I got muscles, y'all.
I mean, listen, I have been in the CrossFit gym for 3 years and I'm pretty sure your muscles are bigger than mine. I feel like I'm not going to be envious. I'm going to give you mudita and I'm going to celebrate you because you look so good and I'm so proud of you. I mean, thank you for sharing. I love what Heidi said. Like, she values the friendship. And I think now more than ever, I'm going to tell you one thing, like, Money's incredible, right? It can pay off debt, take you on vacation. It can bring you home to homeschool your family. Like all of those things are incredible. Like what I love is that's an opportunity for all of you. And I'm going to tell you, one of the biggest things is meeting these people. Like I didn't know Peyton's parents until we were in Prove It Together and we got to meet at an event. Like I met Heidi at an event, and what we have formed is friendships. And I truly believe now more than ever, especially after the last couple of years, people need people. We're not meant to do life alone. And so we get to get on Zoom and do things like this, but our company throws events where we get to, listen, it's a party, but it is an educational, science, learning, growing, coming together. You're around like-minded people that all of them are like Heidi and Peyton. They're excited about life. They're excited where they're going. They're not pulling people down. Like we moms get together and do life together, and it's so much fun. And so with that, I'm going to wrap it up and I'm going to say this. Get in where you fit in. If you've never tried ketones, get some ketones. They're going to change your life. Work with the person that invited you here. If you have this much of an interest of like, well, maybe I could share it with my mom. Maybe I could share it with my sister. Like, here's how you get paid. You earn points when you order ketones. You earn points by other people ordering ketones. You earn a commission. Like you don't have to figure out all of the numbers. Like people order from you. There's different packs you can order as a promoter. We've got different packs for you to order that are discounted. You can sell trial packs. There's different ways we help you with all of that. You don't have to figure it out by yourself. And we're going to help you connect to people. We're going to help you talk to people. We want to know what your goals are. We've got Zooms that you can plug people into just like this every Wednesday. So if you're like, I don't want to talk on a Zoom, it's fine. Invite them to the Zoom here and we'll do it for you. That's the power of our community. So get in where you fit in. Grab some ketones, talk about becoming a promoter, join our team. We would love to see you at the next event. There's a whole bunch coming up. So we just want to say this. Thank you for tuning in. Your presence matters. And I hope to see you next week when you invite somebody else to join you. Have a wonderful night. Bye, everybody. Thank you, Heidi and Peyton.